When a loved one passes away, families are often faced with a whirlwind of overwhelming decisions and a myriad of unfamiliar terms. One of the most common, yet frequently misunderstood, practices is embalming. What exactly is this procedure? Why has it become such a standard part of traditional funerals? And more importantly, is it actually required by law, or do you have other options? Today, we are going to unveil the truth about embalming. We will explore its purpose, the actual process involved, and the legal truths that every family should know. Our goal is to provide you with clear, empathetic answers so you can make informed decisions during difficult times. Let's begin. Embalming is a delicate blend of science and art, designed to preserve the deceased, sanitize the body, and restore a natural, restful appearance for public viewing. This meticulous procedure takes place in a highly specialized, sterile environment. The foundational step is known as arterial embalming. Here, professionals utilize the body's own circulatory system as a delivery network. By carefully injecting specialized chemical fluids into a major artery, such as the carotid or femoral artery, while simultaneously draining blood from a vein, they can temporarily halt the natural decomposition process. These preservation fluids are not one-size-fits-all. They are carefully measured and mixed to match the specific needs of the individual. The solution typically contains a combination of formaldehyde-based preservatives, sanitizing agents, and subtle dyes used to restore a lifelike, peaceful skin tone. Following the arterial phase comes cavity embalming. This crucial step focuses on the internal organs within the chest and abdomen, where liquids and gases naturally build up. The embalmer carefully removes these materials and replaces them with highly concentrated preservatives, ensuring thorough sanitation from the inside out. The process concludes with thorough bathing, dressing, and often the application of specialized cosmetics. The overarching goal of embalming is to offer grieving families a comforting final image of their loved one. It is a profoundly respectful procedure that honors the deceased while providing a meaningful foundation for the farewell service. When a loved one passes away, families are often faced with numerous decisions during a deeply emotional time. One of the most common questions is about embalming and why it is performed. The purpose of embalming rests on three main pillars: presentation, preservation, and peace of mind. Let us take a closer look at what this means for families navigating the funeral process. First, it is vital to understand that embalming is meant for temporary preservation, not indefinite preservation. When families need extra time to gather from across the world, this process slows down natural changes. It grants the crucial days required to plan a meaningful service, ensuring everyone has the opportunity to pay their respects without feeling rushed. Beyond buying time, presentation plays a crucial role. Illness or trauma can leave a person looking much different than they did in life. Skilled professionals use this process to restore a natural, peaceful appearance. For many grieving families, seeing their loved one looking rested provides an essential anchor point for their grief journey. Ultimately, presentation and preservation lead to the final pillar: peace of mind. An open casket viewing allows friends and relatives a gentle space to say their final goodbyes. It reinforces the reality of the loss while offering a comforting, dignified final image. This supportive environment helps families take the first steps toward emotional closure. One of the most persistent myths in funeral planning is that embalming is a strict legal requirement across the board. Let us clear the air. It is not. Under federal law, specifically the Federal Trade Commission's funeral rule, no family is legally forced to have their loved one embalmed for a direct cremation or an immediate burial. Funeral providers are actually required by federal law to disclose upfront that embalming is not a mandatory practice. While federal law is clear, rules can get complicated at the state level. In the United States, no state mandates embalming for every single death. However, many states have specific timeframes. For example, if a burial or cremation does not occur within 24 to 48 hours, state regulations often require the deceased to be either refrigerated or embalmed. Because these rules vary, looking up your specific state funeral laws is absolutely essential. So, When might embalming actually be required? It usually comes down to practical logistics and specific funeral arrangements. Common situations include interstate transport, such as flying a deceased loved one across state lines on a commercial airline. Another common requirement is for public viewings. If a funeral home does not have adequate refrigeration facilities, or if the public viewing is prolonged, embalming may be necessary. Knowing these exact legal conditions protect your family from unnecessary or unexpected expenses. While embalming is rarely legally required, a funeral director might recommend it in specific situations. Ultimately, the decision depends on your family's wishes, the type of service, and practical considerations. Let's look at when embalming becomes a practical choice. One common reason is transportation. If a loved one passes away far from home and needs to cross state or international borders, embalming is often required by airline regulations or local laws to ensure safe transit. Another major factor is time. If family members must travel great distances, or if the service is delayed for days or weeks, embalming preserves the body and pauses natural decomposition, giving families time to gather. Additionally, if you plan to hold a public viewing or open casket service, embalming is highly recommended. It sanitizes the body and restores a natural appearance, offering a peaceful final image for family and friends. Keep in mind, these are recommendations based on logistics and preservation, not universal laws. A compassionate funeral director will explain your options, allowing you to make an informed choice that best honors your loved one. When planning a funeral, it's important to remember that embalming is rarely legally required. In fact, there are many meaningful alternatives available, depending on your beliefs and preferences. Natural burial is a growing trend, offering an eco-friendly option where the body is allowed to decompose naturally in a peaceful, natural setting, like a forest or meadow. Direct cremation or immediate burial are also popular choices. In these cases, the body is typically kept in a specialized refrigeration unit until the process or service takes place, eliminating the need for embalming while ensuring everything is handled with dignity and respect. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Whether you choose a traditional service, a natural burial, or a simple memorial gathering to scatter ashes or plant a tree, your end-of-life decisions should reflect what is most meaningful to you and your loved ones. As we wrap up, the most important thing to remember is that embalming is simply a process for temporary preservation. It allows families time to gather and provides a peaceful presentation of your loved one for a final viewing. And perhaps the biggest takeaway, in the vast majority of situations, embalming is not legally required. Making funeral arrangements is a deeply personal journey, and knowing the facts empowers you to make informed decisions that align with your family's wishes and budget. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more support and clear guidance on all your funeral planning options, visit FuneralUS.com. You don't have to navigate this alone. We are here to help.